Om Shanti. Wish you all a very warm welcome. Would start with one very important, in fact, the most important thing. And is to know ourselves. Because our entire life revolves around ourselves. So how important it would be to know ourselves. We are very much at the heart of all our experiences. Our thoughts are based on what we know ourselves to be. Our feelings are based on what we know ourselves to be. So to understand the world we live in, to understand the people we live with, it's very important first to understand ourselves. So we would start with this true understanding of who am I? Om Shanti, I am peace. That is my inherent nature, which never changes.
Do you remember what your home and what your kingdom were like, and what the kingdom that is going to come will be like, and that you are now going to go home? Father Brahma feels in his heart that he should call all the children to the subtle region. Do you like this idea? Will you be able to fly? You are not tied down by any strings, are you? Your wings are not weak due to any type of attachment, are they? Your wings are not stuck somewhere because of attachment, are they? First of all, you have to ask yourselves two things. One, am I a completely free soul? Am I content with my speed of effort? Together with my own contentment, do I also receive a response of contentment with my elevated stage from the souls who are in contact with me? 2. Am I content with myself in service? Do I receive success as the return of using the accurate, powerful method?
Very beautiful, this passage where the teaching is talking about being content and going to home. And one here feels like when the teacher is teaching, he's talking more about working from home, actually. And working from home, which actually really means is that I, the being, that which I am, is already contented. It is not something that I'm looking to become in the next moment. So working from home means that that which I am is aware of all my experiences, which may be constantly changing because, as it is mentioned here, that our wings are not clinging somewhere because of attachment. And usually the deepest attachment that we hold is to our mind and to our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our sensations. When we believe ourselves to be our thoughts, our changing feelings, our changing emotions, then we become those changing feelings, changing thoughts. And when we become those changing feelings and changing thoughts, then we forget about our ever-present peaceful nature. And most important thing, to really know that I am that embodiment of contentment, and to really see that attachment is nothing other than just a false identification with the movement of our mind. So really attachment is not to things, to people, to places, but really attachment is to our experiences. And when we are talking about experiences, we are not talking about experiences of, we are not talking about the experience which is ever present, which is unchanging background of all the changing experiences. I like to give an example here of the sky and the cloud. Like the sky is that unchanging background for all the changing experiences, which are the clouds. If I believe myself to be the feelings that are coming and going like the clouds, then I will mistake myself for the change. But when I really know that I am that changeless, pristine, clear, clean blue sky that cannot change, regardless of what clouds are floating by, whether it be the feelings of sadness or whether it be the feelings of discontentment also for that matter, I am not discontent. I'm aware of the discontentment, which is why the very first introduction that we get of ourselves in this teaching is about that I am this pure knowing light, which means the light that is unbiased, that has nothing to gain from any experience, that has nothing to lose from any experience. So no experience of sadness can take anything away from my innate, inherent nature of peace. And no experience, where it doesn't matter how beautiful it may be, but if it is temporary in nature, it cannot add to my inherent, unchanging, undisturbable nature of peace. So once I know that I am that pristine blue sky, then clouds can't bother me. I'm content with whatever experience is appearing in this moment. I'm not attached, means I'm not seeking any particular experience to feel better about who I am, or I'm not resisting any particular experience which is appearing in this moment. So to really know that that which I am is already content. I don't have to do something, or I don't have to get rid of something to know my contentment. So I really personally like this example of the clouds and the sky because it makes things very clear practically also. Like, for example, I'll just give one example and then we will go back to the passage of the Murli. There was something that happened today in the day's drama, and it was not exactly what was wanted by the personal identity. And there could have been some feelings of, or maybe some sensations and some feelings, not necessarily thoughts, but some feelings and sensations that were there which were of discomfort. But because the being that is pristine, clear, blue sky could see that, okay, this is a passing cloud, and the nature of the cloud is to come and to go. But the nature of the sky is pure allowance. So one is not attached. One's wings are not, like as was said, one's wings are not stuck, right? And one can fly. Fly means one is already the sky. So then the thought was like, it can stay for as long as it wants. It is always welcome because nothing can threaten the being that I am. So I have nothing to defend. When I come from that space, then it is contentment in action. That's how one would see it.
You constantly watch every scene of the drama while stable in the stage of a detached observer. The stage of a detached observer always helps you to play the part of a hero. If you are not a detached observer, you cannot play a hero part. For being hero actors, you would then become ordinary actors. The stage of a detached observer makes you a constantly double hero. One makes you like a diamond, Hera, and the other makes you a hero actor. The detached observer means that the soul is stable in the stage of being the master, detached from the body. It means to be detached even from your body, to be the master of it. I am a soul who makes the body perform actions, not the one who performs actions. Do you constantly have the stage of a detached observer?
Absolutely beautiful. Here, to really understand what the teaching is showing us is that detached observer is the pure awareness. It's like to understand even oneself as that pure awareness. One has to see that throughout the day when the actions are being performed or the relationships one is interacting in are usually based upon some belief about oneself. Again, here I would like to use an analogy, and truth is always best expressed in analogies because truth itself is beyond words. So we are using words which are quite clumsy words, but to express the truth which itself is silent. So I would say this particular analogy can help us understand something which is beyond words. And this analogy is about an actor who's playing a character. So let's say, for example, here the actor is Tom Cruise playing the part of Jerry Maguire. And Tom Cruise, when he comes on the stage, but he has to wear a certain costume and has to know a certain script. So let's say if he comes on the stage, he has to wear the script, and the costume also we have to understand, because costume, which we are calling the body, is not just body made out of flesh and bones, but actually the actor embodies the feelings, the thoughts, the emotions, the sensations, the entire script. And that script is called Jerry Maguire. So it's literally Tom Cruise embodies the script, and that script is the body for Tom Cruise, and he plays Jerry Maguire. There is really no Jerry Maguire. There's no separate entity called Jerry Maguire. It's just an activity of thinking and feeling and sensing and perceiving of Tom Cruise, who's wearing that costume, embodying that subtle costume and playing the part. But he's very detached. Whilst he's playing the part, he's feeling the feelings, he's thinking the thoughts, he is perceiving the perceptions, he is sensing the sensations of the script, but he's very well aware that he himself is not that embodied script, that his own thoughts, his own feelings are very different from that of the character that he's embodying. So even right now, as we are listening and as we are, it's like a very beautiful checking that to see that there is no separate entity. In my case, there is no separate entity called Rini, because Rini is nothing other than a bundle of thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions. And when I, the soul, embody these feelings, thoughts, sensations, and perceptions, there's nothing wrong with wearing the mask as long as I am not limited by the mask, as long as I'm not identified by the mask. So when I'm a detached observer, which means I am very detached from the script, so the thoughts and the feelings, they can come up in the form of even use the sensations, which the purpose of these sensations is to make this entire part feel very real. That is the purpose of these sensations. And they mimic the presence of a separate identity. And what we are seeing is that which I am, the soul that I am, is absolutely bodiless, which means no sensations. Even if there's a sensations of, sometimes there could be sensations of fear or anxiety or worry. Yes, I'm feeling those sensations, but don't apply me and mine to those sensations. Because the moment we own them, we embody them and we become them. They can come up. I'll just give a very small example, which will help, because practical examples I find make truth simple to understand and live. Living in the family, there are family members, and daughter has just learned how to drive the car. And after a long 1 year of driving, she's learned how to drive the car. And then for the first time, she went out today on her own to drive. The very first thought that comes is, oh my God, I hope she's okay. She doesn't meet an accident. And there's literally a thought with an image and with a feeling attached to it. It's as though there's a mimicking of a separate identity, which is just a culmination of thoughts, feelings, and sensations. And because we are seeing ourselves as this detached observer, observing this entire play of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and sensations, I could see with the supreme friend, and I could see, wow, that which I am is totally detached. And I can observe these sensations, these feelings, as though they are simply trying to make some aspect of a drama feel very real, but I'm not going to flow with them. I'm not going to journey with these thoughts and these feelings and these emotions. That which I am is totally bodiless. I'm not embodying these thoughts and feelings. I am bodiless soul. And because I'm bodiless soul, I can see, and I'm imageless. So I can even see the images in my mind. With detachment, I can see these thoughts. Because I'm thoughtless, I can see these thoughts with detachment. And I am totally untouched, unstained, unharmed by these experiences. And from that space, I could see that these emotions and this separate identity dissolved in no time without any effort, just by knowing who I am. That's being a detached observer.
Very clear. Thank you. We look at the image, maybe a situation which is more challenging than the situation you explained. And the situation that the roof of the house can just crash, and maybe you are inside the house. Are you able to be a detached observer in this condition now in the world? Many of us can experience this. Many brother souls are in conditions where the roof can crash any moment. So, what would you say? Would you be able, if you put yourself in this situation for a moment, would you be able to remain a detached observer? Is that your aim? How? How do you remain a detached observer? Anyone would like to share? Anyone else? What is your method? Yeah. Yeah.
The method has to start now. I think, like Rini Ben explained, we all go through this. When you are in a family or when you are that, you can see that thoughts are flying, and that separation. If you get caught up in that thought, thinking you are that thought, then you can't watch this house falling apart or something happening. But when you are in this situation right now, be ever ready, practicing that now with these little things going on, then you become the master. Then you'll be ready for it. But if you don't, then when this happens, we will get caught up. So I think now is the time.
Yes. Anyone else would like to share?
For me, one very important practice is to remember that everything is happening for my benefit. As they say, drama is kalyankari, meaning that the drama is beneficial. Everything is happening for my benefit. So if we then get caught up in that moment and become entrenched in our own thoughts, and as Sister said, become an embodiment of that thought, then we are not able to go back into the seed stage that this is happening for my benefit, this is going to pass, this is a cloud, I stay pure and clear, and I connect to the sun. The sky looks beautiful only because the sun comes out. And if I'm able to connect to the sun, the Supreme Soul, our Supreme Father, who gives us all this knowledge and power, then I'm able to observe it with the third eye, with the divine intellect. Thank you.
Yes. To add to all of that, it's good if we have that stage of contentment that you were nicely describing. Maybe no one should complain about you, and you don't have any complaints about anyone. And checking that you are a free soul, it helps, as you said, to do your homework now. How free, how close you are to your complete stage, it is also reflected on how many bondages you still have. And is worth checking how much anger, how much greed, how much lust, how much attachment is still there. And if, like you explained, you are working with diligence at the level of your thought and emotion and experience, then you can say you are closer to that ever-readiness. Would you like to share a practice for today, Rini?
Yeah, sure. A very simple practice to see that that which I am is like that white background, and I'm ever present I have nowhere to go because I'm not in time and space, which means I have nowhere to go. And I'm ever present. So now if the thoughts do come up, either the thought will be talking about the past or the future, imaginary past or imaginary future. So you can see if you travel with the thought, you will feel as though you have entered some time and space and the world of images. But now, this time, just stay put. Tell your thought. You can go if you want to go in the past. You can go if you want to go in the imaginary future and imaginary past. I'm staying put where I am in eternity, which is now, because I have nowhere to go. So just kind of you stay combined with the supreme teacher or supreme friend, knowing that home is not far away. Home is right here, right now, just behind this current thought that is appearing or a current feeling that is appearing. Right behind it, it's just you and your friend, eternally together, always safe, right? And now the thought comes, what if this happens? I should not have done this. Maybe I should have done that. It can either take you in the past or the future, imaginary. There is no past future. Nobody's ever experienced time. There is no past and future. But our old habits do run, and they will create all these imaginary timelines through thinking patterns. That's okay. You stay put, tell the thought, I'm going nowhere. I'm right here. And you can go in the past or you can go in the imaginary future. I have nothing to do. You stay where you are. And know that where you are has no image, no thought. You're not trying to get rid of anything, but you're not journeying with your thoughts. You're not fighting with them, you're not battling with them, but you're not journeying with them either. Just stay put and see there is no story here. Very simple. Any
Thank you,
questions?
Rini. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone. This is the last session, so I'm not going to say we'll see you tomorrow, but I'm sure we will see you again in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.